Okay. So, hi, Anh Kishan.
Hey Rachel.
Yeah, how are
Nice
you
to meet you.
doing?
I'm doing good, pretty good.
Yeah. So, we are very blessed to have you here in our talk show today. And yeah, so I have some questions for you. What are the key factors to manage a cross-functional team, like in terms of skills, techniques, and knowledge, in your opinion?
Yeah, that is a very important thing to be considered in a multinational organization because you're not just working in one location, you're working in cross geo. So very fundamental thing that you need in cross-functional team management is transparency because you need trust because some of the cross-functional people don't report to you. Okay, and being a global PMO team, you don't manage people, you manage projects. And for that, my first point would be trust and transparency so that they will believe in you, they will have high credibility in you. And parallel to that, very clear communication skill. Always there's a problem when we have this gap in communication. People always under communicate. So very important thing is communicate. So people always say okay to over communicate. And then the other one is always see the other person as a people. Don't see them as an object. So there's this thing called outward mindset. So that's very important, whereby it's not only your goal, it's the team's goal and it's the project's goal. So always present in a way that you are bringing everybody on the same page, put a common goal, and it's easier to manage cross-functional team because it's not individual perception. It's the whole team. That's very important. So 3 things in a nutshell: truth and transparency, outward mindset, and clear communication.
Yeah, very nice. And what are the advantages for Vietnamese people in the technology industry in Vietnam and also in the Southeast Asia area?
One big advantage in Vietnamese culture and Vietnamese community is the fact that I would say, coming from Malaysia and multiple background, diversity is a big thing over there, and then comes inclusion and everything. But in Vietnam, one thing that I noticed is it lacks diversity, and in a way, I see that it's an advantage because it's easier to unite because you're all from the same background, you all have the same mindset, so it's easy to unite. So I see that it's a very good advantage in Vietnamese folks, and you already have a leading factor over there because you all speak the same language, you all believe in the same thing, so I see an advantage there. And parallel to that, it's already happening actually. If you see this year's IMF report, Vietnam is already number 4th in the whole Asia country in terms of nominal GDP. So Vietnam is already showing a growth mindset in the technology field. So it's just that we need fine-tuning here and there and put the right people at the right place. And that's where we expect comes in to help and develop those areas.
Very nice. So, like, what do the Vietnamese young people, let's say, like students, need to improve to perform beyond a role of technical stuff in technology industry?
Fundamentally, one thing that I've noticed is the fact that there's a very young generation growing in Vietnam, obviously, and the fact that they have good education because the universities are very well structured in terms of field, whether they are industrial engineering or technology or communication or whatsoever. So that's very good. One thing that is missing in their way of going out of their boundary is the mindset. They need more empowerment. It could be because of there's a clear gap of senior junior. We need to break that boundary. So I'm trying to do that in my team to bring in a mindset whereby even a young and junior inputs are valued. So that's where I see minor weakness, but a strength where we can easily break it because they are the younger generation and we can groom them faster.
As a student in school for Vietnamese students, let's say learning in technology, in information technology, like what are the things that you think that they need to improve right in that period of time before they get ready to the job market?
I have a very good point there also because while I was communicating with quite a lot of junior folks in my team, technology changes. correct? Every 1 year, every 2 year, 5 years, you just say, even iPhone is like, every 2 years they come now with new features, new things. So technology is going to change. It's something that is constant. Change is constant. So one thing we can do in advance in terms of the academic line is the fact that we can groom the juniors before they graduate to have some kind of a solid internship in the field that they are doing, like industry training. They call it industrial training. So we can look into those kind of opportunities, and we can encourage the academic line to provide such service, whereby they partner with the key players, key industries in Vietnam. We have a lot of investors in Vietnam. So we can obviously do that and give them a 3 to 6 months period to practice and to find out whether the students are into this field, whether they like it. Because we don't want them to just graduate for the sake of graduating in one field and then going into the job and they don't like what they're doing. So it's one thing that we can look into is in terms of technology field, since there's going to be constant change, it's better to give the students an experience. What are they going to go into the real world? So that way we can look at it.
That makes a lot of sense. And what brought you to become a mentor for Give It Back project?
Very, very, very good question. I have a lot of points, but there are a few things that is near and dear to me. Throughout my career, almost 15 years in the industry, but I had different backgrounds going into different countries. I graduated in the UK with my engineering masters. I graduated MBA in Malaysia, so I could see the difference. And while I was in Malaysia, unknowingly, I was already guiding the junior generation, some of my colleagues, helping them review their resumes and helping them unknowingly. Basically, you're not realizing what you're doing, but you're actually helping them. And then in the background, things are happening, and when they call you, they tell you, hey, I listened to you, I tried out, I got a better opportunity, hey, I'm trying to do the same to another person who's struggling. So when those kind of feedback came to me, it kind of told me that, hey, unknowingly I'm already doing a favor to the new generation. And I started believing in the fact that you're not going to take all this skill forever. You're going to pass this down to somebody so that they don't repeat the same mistake we did. Correct? We don't want anybody, regardless of our family members or relatives or even you or anybody that I talk to, we don't want them to repeat the same mistake, to get into the same trouble. So share your experience, give them some point of view, and whether they want to take it or not, it's up to them, but at least you are guiding them in a way. So I enjoyed doing that, and I wanted to keep that legacy. So when I reached out in Vietnam, being alone here, solo, single, so I was trying to reach out to some charity. So I found out some pet shelters and everything. I was trying to do some charity there, and this came, Give It Back, whereby you guys are focusing on both people and environment, which I love. So I felt like, you know what, it's the right platform for me to join and contribute and also grow together. Because I have a long way to go to learn as well. And I'm going to learn from more senior people in the organization. So I would like to do that together. So that's one of the reasons I found Give It Back is a good platform for me.
Very interesting. And if you can say something to inspire the audience here, what would it be?
Don't be afraid to ask and always try. And definitely there's some doors or some opportunity will be out there waiting for you.
Such an inspiring message. So thank you very much, Anh Kishan, for your very insightful and motivating sharing today. We wish you health and success in any goals you aim to.
Thank you. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Give It Back. And Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Thank you.